Hello and welcome to this broadcast of the Boise State Esports Arena. We are broadcasting the Rocket League Esports Tower tonight, opening our Week 3 in our bracket stage. I am your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me to call all of the action is Jacob Gem Palmer. So we're going to be going into our bracket stage. We saw the Cup games last week. What are you hoping to see improvement-wise for these teams this week?
Well, the main thing that I think I would want to see in improvement-wise is just kind of performing better under pressure. We do see sometimes in the Esports Tower format, especially with the best-of-7 Cup games, that you can start to see fatigue starting to set in. They start double-committing a bit more. They just start playing not at their best performance that we know that they can. So I want to see a little bit cleaned up, just a little bit better rotations, better communication, and we don't see stuff like double commits happening as the games go on.
Well, the Eagles had been dethroned previously by the Barracudas in the Rumble, and they are going to be in the last two, well, at least in the last two Octane Cups. And this week, the Barracudas are back. And so we got the Barracudas, the Scorpions, the Eagles, Everest, the Monkeys, Vipers, Team RNG, and CTCS. So Everest is a new team. Team RNG and the Monkeys are definitely going to be new. CTCS is also a new team. So we're going to see some fresh faces, possibly just some roster change-ups as well. It'll be interesting to see how that works out for these teams.
I have to say, I love the addition of Team RNG. Unfortunately, in terms of esports, they probably chose the esport that is least going to work out for them in terms of RNG, since everything is physics-based and you can really predict a lot of stuff. So, but hey, if they ever want to get into Hearthstone, they've got the perfect name. But right now, we're in Rocket League, so we'll see if they have the skills and to make up for the lack of good RNG that their team name would give them.
Well, before we get to any of our games tonight, we want to make a quick reminder to our friends on Twitch, and that is to support your team, celebrate their successes, and be respectful to the other fans. Mods will remove anyone who violates these chat rules. So those are our key aspects and key tools being gifted to our viewership. However, there are some keys to the game that we always like to share here to our Rocket League players, and those are Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. And for tonight, of course, they are going to be brought to you by Esports Tower. In a moment, we'll be able to see them, and those tonight are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play walls better, and demo to get into that goal. Score Pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So we're about to jump into our first match of the night, and we're going to be going in right at the very beginning so we won't miss out on anything. And it's going to be between Team Eagles and the Everest. This is our start off for this evening, and they're going to be very interesting. For Team Everest, they have Jababy from the Rumble on their side. I do believe this is the real Jababy.
Okay,
we'll have to find out if the Eagles have another Jababy. Once again,
it's a problem. We need to have a talk. Well, as we get a look at the field, it looks like there is going to be one and only the original for the Everest, so I'm glad to see that. Right now, we see Wilds right here trying to corral this ball out and around. It looks like he's going to be quite successful with it. Jababy's going to steal it away from him, though. Looks like we have a demo in the corner as well, but it's not going to stop Jababy from clearing this way out toward the orange goal. The Eagles look like they're able to push it back to midfield. Pretty competitive for the first half of a minute.
Thrift got a fantastic clear as well. Now Wild's trying to bring it across that midfield. Has to take out 2-3-2 in the process, taking out the goalie, allowing Thrift to find the back of that goal. 31 seconds in, and Eagles have their first one on the board. Lots of aggressiveness happening as we go into this next kickoff. 2-3-2 gets the better off that 50-50. Thrift taking off the wall. It's going to hit the ceiling. Might make them lose their dribble. They will not. They're going to carry it all the way into that goal with a slight touch. I think that might have been from Wilds to follow that up and close out the second goal for the Eagles.
Next kickoff is going to go in favor of Thrift, but a punt over to the right side. Here goes Hawker, though, trying to get control of the ball in midfield. Looks like he's going to go and try to dribble it up. And there's an elevation from Jababy, now back over to Thrift. Thrift tries to get some sort of shot on goal, but it's just a bit wide. Wilds is going to center it again for the second go-around. But look at all the interference that the Everest is playing. It seems like they're able to block these shots, block these plays. They're really taking that bump and demo to disrupt key to the game out well. And they definitely need to mount a good defense there because they can't afford to let one more goal past.
We do have Jababy trying to bring this ball up across the midfield. They get it off that back wall. The follow-up shot from 2-3-2, who is actually Greed, so it's not a new player Thank you for letting us know that you changed your name. Will unfortunately have their ball stolen away by Thrift. Hawker's trying to get in there and just body Thrift away from that ball. It did work out. Wilds is rotating back to try and get a better touch on the ball than Hawker. Hawker has to play it around 2 though, and unfortunately they will lose out their ball there to Nift.
This is a very good performance that the Everest are putting up despite being down 2-0. When you have a top-tier team, you just draw that tough round 1 matchup. They're definitely doing the best they can here. And I like this opportunity they're creating for themselves as Greed looks like he's going to try to take a shot on it, but Wilds is going to interfere with that. But they do have some good side control going. The ball hasn't been cleared out from Eagles, and that allows an opportunity there. Look at them. He recognized the double commit Greed did and saw that it was wide open for him.
That was beautiful. Now Team Everest is only down by 1. Eagles have a security goal, but they're looking for another one just to expand that gap. We do see Wilds will get taken out there for a few moments. So unfortunately, it's going to be a man down for the Eagles.
Beautiful.
On defense, and the capitalization from Hawker plays out in spades, tying us up with just over half this first round left.
And I just want to praise that first goal even more because exactly what we're talking about of Doxkey's the game of creating mistakes. The Everest were putting so many unrelenting shots on goal that it kind of made the Eagles do a panic double commit to save, leaving the goal wide open, which 2-3-2 saw was his opportunity. He just chipped it into the open goal. That's exactly what we want to see. As Everest have made this a game again, but the Eagles do not want to be counted out as Wilds gets the third.
It's important to remember that for the Eagles, they actually had Nif out for the last rumble and had Jababy subbing in. So Jababy has a little bit of insider information going into this game, knowing how the Eagles like to play, where their weaknesses are, as he was on their squad for enough time to gain that knowledge. Now let's see if he'll be able to turn that against them, or if the Eagles will be able to counter it, as we have Thrift now in the corner. And Jababy will steal the ball off the corner wall, take it up, and Demolition will come out onto one of the Eagles players, but the ball is right in front of their goal, and no one else is there. Everest finds goal number 3.
Everest rallying back the Eagles that had been a team that had been soaring high, brought back down to earth. As Thrift takes a shot toward the goal, Jababy's going to deflect it off to the side. Now going to be looking to get another goal, but the quick follow-up from the Eagles is going to be too fast to save.
Eagles are only up by 1. We have 2 minutes and 51 seconds on the clock. The kickoff goes largely in favor of the Eagles. No one challenged Thrift there. Is their own follow-up finding goal, I believe, number 5 now for the Eagles. Still plenty of time at this rate for Team Everest to catch up, but they cannot let these 50-50s just be so easily taken by the Eagles off the kickoff.
8 goals in all. This is a pretty high-scoring game for the first game of the night. Right now, Hawker looks to be able to try to keep the side control for the Everest. Bit of a 50-50 there is going to be won by the Eagles, who get the tap, do a back pass back over to the teammate. Just kind of passing it back and forward between each other in their own territory before they decide to go for the clear right now. C232 here just kind of waiting. Going to wait back in backfield, not rotate up too far so he can contest it. Unfortunately, he loses that 50-50. That's exactly what you were talking about, Nerdy. These kind of one-on-ones, they cannot lose them.
Wilds had a great shot on goal, but that crossbar was a saving grace for Team Everest. Hawker will lose their possession because they pushed that ball too far forward. Thrift playing it off the wall. Greed will get in the passing lane, but Thrift still maintaining a lot of ball possession here. Hawker trying to corral it in the corner, has to play it around a couple, has Jababy come in for help. It's already volleyed back into the corner on the side of Team Everest. Greed pulling it off the wall, plays it around Thrift, has the centering pass, but we have Wilds jumping into that passing lane, maintaining ball possession for the Eagles while they're still on the Everest side of the field. Now it's been cleared into the corner where Thrift has to deal with 2 of Team Everest.
Well, we just have half a minute left. Everest could stage one last rally here, but they're going to have to get the ball away from the Eagles, who just want to stall out for time. Thrift is going to kind of do a dribble. It's stolen away there by 2-3-2, but LFT was there in front of their own goal to save that. Jababy unable to elevate high enough to redirect that ball, and that's enough time burned off the clock that looks like the Eagles are going to win this first game.
It is still a best of 3, and many of these esports tower teams like to use the first game as a means of being calculated and, so to speak, a little cold and determining their best plan of attack going into match 2. So if Team Everest can pull this next one out of the hat, we'll go into a game 3. It'll be up to them ultimately whether or not they will take us into a game 3. Let's hope they do, because that's always some exciting Rocket League as we're about to jump into the next round.
Well, I think mainly for the Eagles there, I think the main thing we saw with the Everest is once they got once they got going, once they were playing and it was kind of a back and forth, they did a lot better job. Where they struggle is, it seems like the Eagles, what they did to get the early lead and then once what they did later in the game to get the lead again was to win these initial kickoffs and get very quick goals off of them. So that's one thing that the Everests are going to have to be cognizant of. So that's the main way that the Eagles look at the play trying to be made right there, but 2-3-2 is going to deflect it.
We have Thrift and Jababy battling out right next to the corner of the goal. Wilds will come in with LFT finding the follow-up, finding the first goal 11 seconds in due fashion. That's pretty common here between Eagles to get a goal that quickly. However, Everest returned that favor pretty quick. They need to start winning these kickoffs, so ever since those first three, the rest have gone largely in favor of the Eagles.
Once the Everest can find their footing, they have been able to make some good plays, and getting the side control right away is a good way to kind of bleed that initial momentum that the Eagles have off of that kickoff. Jababy's going to be trying to center it. 2-3-2 trying to keep the play going. LFT's going to do a great clear way back toward midfield, forcing to rotate back from the Everest. And he's just going to go with try to make a shot on goal there with a demo to boot. But it doesn't look like it's going to find the second goal for the Eagles, as now the Everests have side control back and are going to look for the equalizer.
Hawker plays it off the back wall, centering opportunity. We do see a demo come up onto Wilds. Jababy now has to play around Thrift with ball possession, has a pass to Greed at the midfield. There's a shot on goal, and it just drops in right over LFT's head.
Now the question will be, can the Everest get control right after this kickoff? It kind of pinched over to the side. Hawker gets the better tap on that. And now that I think the Everest can get their footing, we'll see some great plays from them, as Jababy unfortunately was trying to get a shot to the right, went to the left instead.
Ball is popped high in the corner. It's cleared to the midfield where 2-3-2 sends it right back. There's the demolition on LFT again, but it doesn't matter as Team Eagles will find goal number 2.
3 minutes, 34 seconds left in this fight. We see a demo be brought out there in midfield, but it goes on to the Eagles instead. So the Everests use that initial aggression to try to get some side control here. They're going to now go for their shot on goal, but it's stolen away by Thrifty way back over to the other side of the field. Now Hawker has to play defense here. He's going to just do a little bit of a tap from Jababy. Wilds misses and whiffs on that, giving Jababy an opening, but another Eagle rotates in and is going to make it that much harder to get a goal unless the shot from 2-3-2 can go through, which it doesn't.
Off the back wall, we have LFT bringing it across the midfield. Plays around Jababy, is there for their own rebound. Unfortunately, just drives too far to one side. Wilds off the rebound, looking to center it up for one of their teammates, possibly Thrift or LFT. Instead, they'll lose their dribble to Jababy. Jababy has no one to... Oh, as I say that, Wild swoops in, stealing the ball. Too many touches, unfortunately, was the cause of that one.
LFT going to be playing it around one. Jababy has to rotate in. That would have gone in, but the crossbar is going to help out the Everest. But the follow-up counterattack is definitely going to rub salt in the wound. Eagles now go into the lead. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left, halfway through.
Hawker does help with the challenge off that kickoff. And it does look like Greed's going to play it off the back wall where Wilds was waiting, unfortunately, so they'll drag it down into the corner. Hawker trying to just get in there and create some form of disruption. Jababy steals the ball away from Thrift where LFT at the midfield takes it right back. The ball is on the corner of the side of Team Everest. Thrift looking to get a goal for the Eagles, has the ball popped above their head, centers it up. Looks like Wilds might be able to get a touch on it, but it's not enough to corral it down. Jababy gets the clear where LFT is waiting, but the challenge will result in it getting cleared to the side of the Eagles.
Ooh, and look at that angle there from Jababy. Just beautifully aimed. He puts the Everest back within striking distance. They can still tie this up. They did find themselves with a similar goal deficit in the first game and managed to tie it up then. But a very quick attack off the kickoff from the Eagles could prove problematic. But 2-3-2 gets a tap on it, puts it over into the corner. Thrift is kind of disrupted and gives Jababy the opportunity to clear way back over. Is going to steal their own boost, set it up for a shot, and that is so beautifully played.
That is perfect. That is using your card to disrupt and then going for the demolition to allow Hawker to find that goal. Fantastically played. Jababy will get the better of the 50-50, but Thrift comes in to try and steal it away. It gets spiked high, forcing the Everest to lose their possession. Wilds goes for the clear into the corner, where Jababy and Hawker are both waiting. They have to play it around LFT. They make them lose their dribble, and Wilds comes in to help them out. Hawker, playing it off the wall to themselves, will lose their dribble out to Thrift as Jababy gets the clear.
Way back over toward the Eagles' goal. The Everest look like they have a new lease on life here. They're going to have a minute left to try to get into the lead for the first time of the series. It's 2-3-2 trying to clear it out. It's going to meet some pressure in on the side. They're still going to try to drive it up that side, but Thrift is going to stop them. That's a pass over, trying to play it off the wall, but Wilds is going to get to it before it hits the wall. And now here goes Thrift, trying to get the shot on goal. A bunch of demos in front of that goal, but no goal for the Eagles.
We've got LFT with no pressure on them here in the corner. They have an opportunity to find a teammate and get it clear. Instead, they're going to try and play it around Greed, which results in Jababy grabbing a touch on the ball. Wilds tries to stop the clear from happening as well. It goes off the ceiling. Jababy, with a little bit of help from Greed, has to play it around LFT, but LFT in that passing lane is bringing it back towards Everest corner of the field.
Elevating up, just a little bit of a tap there. Hawker trying to redirect, goes back toward their own goal. Just 10 seconds left, might be heading into the first overtime of the night unless we see a buzzer beater here from the Eagles. It has happened before with 2-3-2 taking control. Wilds looking and he's going to find the buzzer beater.
Unless this kickoff gets popped high, Team Everest unfortunately will walk away, losing out to the Eagles by 1. We'll have to see. Jababy gets the ball in the air. Now if this ball touches the ground, that is the end of the round. Wilds has possession, pops it high as well. Looks like both teams are looking for another goal in our extended 0-0 time, but the ball will hit the ground right there.
Well, the Eagles look like they have gotten the win there, and quite in deserved fashion with a goal like that with just 1 second left on the timer. Eagles are going to take the first round of the night.
Congratulations, Eagles. You guys did a fantastic job. And congratulations, Team Everest. You guys also fought very hard. And I'm excited to see how much you guys are able to grow in the next coming weeks.
Well, overall, that's just a great show of what Esports Tower can do. They really do a good job of mixing up, letting these players play with each other. And we're going to see kind of a lineup here. We kind of see what we've got for the rest of the night. Looks like my favorite team, RNG. I love that icon there, the die there. I really like that. But looks like we've still yet to hear from the other team, the big names on the block, the Barracudas. They're going to be coming up a little later in the night.
Yes, but our next game is going to be the Monkeys and the Vipers. Monkeys is a newly formed team. We'll have to see if any of the players are from other rosters that we recognize. Perhaps they will be, and hopefully they work well together. They've had the past week in order to train and be on scrims with one another and work together. Hopefully that plays into their favor. Also, being a fresh team means that they might have the upper hand over Team Vipers, but Vipers have also been slowly clawing their way up through our Esports Tower of Doom lately and having fantastic performances, so only the next 3 games will tell.
Yeah, the Eagles and the Barracudas have been the top team, but the Vipers have been the team that they want to get into that top tier, and they've been fighting so furiously to be considered one of the top teams here. So I would expect them to just kind of want to close this out immediately. It doesn't look like that's the case. We're joining them kind of midway through this match. We're in the final game of the best of 3 and started out really well by the Monkeys. They may be new, but they're going to make their names known.
Cameron, Gomi-chan, and Toke. So we've seen Toke before in the past. Unless Gomi-chan is a name change and Cameron is a name change, those are 2 brand new players that I do not recognize. So we'll have to see how they play into this going forward.
Cameron there just going to kind of push it around the corner, now looking to center it up. A disruption from Z Hydra. Racer is going to rotate in there for Z Hydra, give him a little bit of room to pick up some boost. They don't have too much left to make their play, and the ball just kind of dies right in front of the Monkeys' goal. And now it is cleared way back over toward the Vipers. Look at that shot, beautifully done by Gumi-chan.
We do, for the side of the Vipers, have Zydra, the only returning member from our Fennec Cup game for the Vipers squad, and then LQN is, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, and then Racer are 2 new faces for the Viper squad. Be interesting to see how this shakes out. Both teams have 1 returning member. Is that going to be enough to help either side come out on top? As you mentioned, we're in our 3rd game of this series and tied 1 aside with 4 minutes left here.
Ooh, and trying to do a little bit of an outplay off of that kickoff. The Monkeys already with just 1 minute that has passed, they already have a 3-goal lead. Whatever this new team composition is, it is working out very nice for them to take on such an established team as the Vipers here.
Toke is acting as an in-game lead currently for Team Monkeys, as they are the most experienced Esports Tower member as far as our tournaments go, and they've been proving very quickly, and the coaches credit his dedication to the game, to his great improvement, as well as the team's improvement as a whole thus far.
Racer tries to elevate up. It's not going to be able to defend there. It is left to Z Hydra down in the goal. Not going to try to drive it around. Tokay is able to do it, but in the back is Gumi-chan with a shot up toward the goal. Just a little bit up and to the right. Now it heads back toward midfield where Racer can't get a tap on it. Instead, going to go back over to Cameron here. And a goal from the clear.
A cross-map snipe shot coming in. And 3 minutes, 18 seconds left on the clock. Is still plenty of time for the Vipers to start bringing this one back in their favor. We'll just have to see if they manage to get these rotations in there more aligned with what they need to be doing and timed out better. Are you noticing anything really that the Vipers can change up in this moment to fix things for their situation?
Well, you know, the one thing that I saw when the Vipers did try to get their initial goal, and we can't see it right now because they're doing a pretty good job on it, but when they were trying to get their goal, their boost kind of ran out at the most crucial moment. And so I'd take a little bit to look and see how the Vipers are managing their resources, because when they needed it the most to score their first goal and put themselves into the lead, all their tanks kind of ran out. So we'll have to see how that turns out as the game goes on.
Well, they've got 4 minutes, it's 2 minutes and 36 seconds to change things up and rectify their boost starvation situation. We do have Zydra pushing forward. Unfortunately, their teammates were waiting a little bit too far back, and the clear already came out from the Monkeys. The Monkeys have lots of space and are rotating quite well together, working as a unit despite being such a new squad.
Now just a little bit of a chip shot there. You know, the Vipers, they had the Fennec Cup victory last week. They had a lot of momentum, and they were looking to overtake the Barracudas and Eagles, but really their whole strategy of upsetting what were considered the top established teams is completely being derailed by the new upstart Monkeys in very spectacular fashion. Who's going to play around them again? Looked like Gumi-chan was going for a 5th goal there. Cameron might still try to keep their chances alive. Gumi-chan again with a shot. It's going to go off the ceiling, off just a little bit wide to the left. But really, what an effort by the Monkeys.
Tokay trying to maintain ball possession will lose it out to, I'm going to say that's LQN. My apologies. LQN's been quite all over the place and putting their car in front of a lot of people throughout this game, creating a lot of pressure. It's worked out quite well thus far, and now finally paying off for the Vipers. Hopefully they'll be able to capitalize on that disruption play a little bit more.
Racer's going to win that kickoff there, give a little bit of room to the Vipers, and I like that boost starvation right afterwards that Racer did, taking stuff away from the Monkeys. The Monkeys still find the clear, though. They were able to get some boost themselves, and now we're going to use it to try to get this shot. It just goes off the crossbar there. Follow-up off the crossbar again and into LQN, who's doing some great job as a defense. 2 goals back-to-back, but Cameron again trying to get a shot on goal. The Monkeys are insane with their rotations and follow-ups.
They were pushed quite far forward, though, and that could have been bad had this return volley from the Vipers been a little bit faster. Goji-chan, though, cross-map shot yet again. It does get almost touched on by LQN, but it wasn't enough and not at the right angle to stop it from rolling in. Down by 4, the Vipers have 43 seconds left. 10 seconds of goal seems pretty unlikely. However, they can just go for those uplifting spirit goals and attempt to get a couple more to make this gap a little less prominent.
Well, in the time that you said that, 10 seconds that they had for one of those goals was already bleeded by. So I would say now for certain at 30 seconds, I don't think they're going to score 4 goals here. What a job by the Monkeys, a team that we hadn't really seen. We had seen one of their players before, but look at the differential in shots on goal there. You know, we see 5 shots on goal for the Vipers, whereas the shots on goal, they're going off the edge of the activity feed for the Monkeys here.
Yeah, Cameron, all of those badges, we can no longer see what you were doing, but we know that you've done your job. Same with Goji-chan. Now, no time left on the clock. Goji-chan is trying to go for a fancy play. It gets spiked high in the air by one of the Vipers players as well. Cameron might corral this ball here on the ground. Racer now, with the ball on top of their car, has to play it around 1, and it will hit the ground.
Well, the Monkeys are going to be winning their first match in the Esports Tower. I would have been interested to see what the earlier matches looked like, what the Vipers did to win the first match against the Monkeys. Was it a case of the Monkeys were just a team that needed to warm up? I don't know, but we'll find out more about these teams as we go on further tonight. But great showing by the new team.
Yes, and Esports Tower honestly takes the opportunity to create well-balanced teams with players that have the opportunity to do VOD review with their coaches. Teamwork ultimately is the only way to increase your chances of success, and the Monkeys did that perfectly in this last game. And if you want to level up your teaming skills like you just saw with that last team, you'll have to check out Esports Tower. They really take the time to create well-matched teammates. And I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jake, who is, if you're watching and haven't checked out the Esports Tower Club, you should. It's the fast track to help you rank up.
To those of you watching, not Coach Jake, he's already checked out Esports Tower.
Yes.
He already knows a lot about Esports Tower.
All right, so we're going to get the opportunity to see the team that you're very excited for.
Yeah, we're going to see not only that, not only do we see the other new team being brought in, Team RNG, but they're going to be going up against the Barracudas. So this is kind of the top dog going up against the new team. Now, the Monkeys were a newly formed team as well, so I have no idea what to expect from Team RNG. We're going to be truly rolling the dice here and seeing what comes up.
It's a very bold move for a new squad to be formed and the coaches and organizers of Esports Tower to say, all right, your first game on broadcast is gonna be against the Barracudas.
That's true.
And it's already in progress, so the Barracudas are in the lead by 1. Team RMG right now is looking to make the comeback and start the reverse sweep, so they have to win this one. Oh, everyone's got their TikTok handles going. That's pretty cute. Team RMG has to win out this one in order to bring us to a game 3. We'll have to see if that works out. So we got all 3 new players, as far as I'm aware, in this game.
That's something. I guarantee you Team RNG's logo is down there in the corner. It's just their logo is already white, so it kind of blends in there. That's kind of funny. But they are indeed on the field here in the orange, playing a bit of defense here, as DJ is going to try to get a clear back over to midfield, but it's quickly blocked by Nano. The Drift now going to rotate in, trying to center it up for Plea, and finds it. The Barracudas showing why they're a top team.
Going to this next 50-50, it looks like Nano's going to be the first one to get the touch and at the follow-up touch. Plays it around Dell, has to play it around DJ, but can't find that one. It does get cleared. Discount Dell manages to center it up for Agree, but Agree cannot get the touch on it to find the full clear across the field.
Now Discount's going to get a tap back. Looking for that clear. That's a pretty good one from RNG. They're now just going right into centering, but Nano with some very clutch disruption there is going to stop that first shot on goal. Discount is going to try to set it up here for Agree to rotate in, but Adrift is too fast for him and is able to dribble the ball back up the field, get side control back for the Barracudas. RNG making a valiant effort though, and they find it!
Dell played it around not just 1, but 2 Flint members of the Barracudas, tying them up with the Barracudas now 1 aside, 3 minutes, 41 seconds left. Still can go either way, but according to the coaches at Esports Tower, Team RNG is going to be very difficult for anyone in ET to beat. However, the Barracudas right now seem to be making an easy job of that, already up by 1 and having won the first round.
But you saw Nano earlier kind of defending in their own goal and was very crucial for stopping an initial shot on goal from RNG. That's something he's worked on to make sure he's properly positioned for what will happen so he doesn't get caught trying to predict everything. So sometimes just making sure that you're in those places where you know you're going to defend, always making sure you have someone on back post that's going to pay off for you.
Unfortunately, we do see a demolition will come out. Wasn't sure on who, but it was one of the Barracudas members. The ball still finds its way to get cleared. The respawn did happen. Agree is waiting in the corner to try and beat Adrift to that ball. Unfortunately, though, for the Barracudas, it will get cleared up to the midfield. Team RNG now trying to push forward as we've got Plea elevating with the ball. Agree will elevate above them to pass it back to Discount Dell, but there was a breakdown in the comms there for a moment, so Dell was not in position for that volley.
Agree trying to elevate up, but not going to find the altitude that he needed. The Barracudas, despite being a little bit short on boost right now, are making a good performance. Now that they're refilled on boost, they're going to have it stolen away from them, in fact, by Discount. He's been doing some great work on the offense for RNG here, trying to go in for a shot on goal there, but kind of all their members were committed there. Discount found himself kind of caught up in the air and just kind of trickled down in a very awkward fashion. Now he's going to try again to maybe get more of a clean play here. And there goes a great, just very casual clear from the Barracudas.
DJ Wade waiting at the mid, perfectly timed that, returned it to the corner where Nano was also waiting and calculating to send it right back. Ball is still on RNG side of the ball, on the Barracuda side, and RNG will find goal number 2 for themselves.
Well, it's been true to their name. It's been unexpected when they've kind of scored goals. They've kind of been out of nowhere, but RNG is finding a way to work out. Here goes Plea, though. He's going to try and just do a beautiful redirect there back toward RNG's goal. The only problem is I called it beautiful, but it was actually quite slow, so it just kind of died in terms of altitude. Now they're going to try to set it up again here. Now just waiting back, see how the play works out. Is going to do it off a plea and well aimed just off of the crossbar.
Klee actually has been really focusing on controlling his mental side of himself during the game and to stay level-headed. Let's hope that he can maintain that throughout the entire course of this game, because if the Barracudas do lose this one, they're going to be brought into a Game 3, and no one wants to be brought to match point where either one winning will result in a loss for the other. So it'll be very stressful. We'll have to see how that shakes out in the next minute and 7 seconds, if the Barracudas will end up going to a Game 3 and with RNG winning this one, or if they'll close out this series after this round.
And there's nothing that can tilt a gamer more than losing to RNG.
Oh my goodness, yes, that's very true.
Well, here we go. DJ Wade is going to try to get that goal to put them in the lead. Both these teams are fighting really hard to try to get in the lead now that they're both tied up. Lee is going to deflect it off to the side, now going to go up the wall. Is going to look to clear it, but look at the way that RNG has been able to disrupt Barracuda's plays. It always seems like they're running side and side with them, knocking them out of the way. But Lee is still going to find the opening he needed to get the goal and put the Barracudas back into the lead.
We've still only got 28 seconds left on the clock, but that's enough time to score one goal. I mean, the last time 4 goals in 30 seconds is difficult, but 1 in 20 is doable. The ball is on the side of RNG, though. They need to find it clear and not let another one connect at the back of the goal, but Nano is trying to make that happen anyway. Unfortunately, Adrift was just at the wrong angle, so it will be set back towards the center of the field. And Gree has no one to beat, but Adrift is just all over the place and gets in there for the save. You can hear the crowd in-game. We are at the 1 second mark. This ball hits the ground. The Barracudas walk away with this win, and RNG, unfortunately, will close out their first match series with a loss.
Barracuda's just getting the final insurance goal there to end it technically at 4-2. But it was sure a much closer match than that would suggest. That 2-0 doesn't do justice for the fight that we saw for Team RNG. And when you're considering they were going up against the top team, the champions, the Barracudas, you got to give them a lot of credit for how close they came.
That was absolutely beautiful, and I'm very excited to see what Team RNG brings in the future. They'll have plenty of time to work with the coaches at Esports Tower and do a lot of VOD reviews, especially from that game, because it is Barracudas. Their game, that's a team you definitely want to try to overanalyze and get in the heads of. So we'll see how it works out in the future for them. And, honestly, Jem, going at alone can only get you so far. If you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw that, especially coming out from the Barracudas in that last game, at that last moment when they scored the extra goal. Perfect opportunity and a definite great demonstration of teamwork. Esports Tower takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates, and I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jake, and if you're watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower, you definitely should. It's the fast track to help you rank up.
Well, it looks like that's going to be it for the initial kind of round of matchups between these teams, but we still have another round. Some more chances for these teams to try to position themselves in the cup game that they want. We still have yet to hear more from RNG. I think we have a matchup with them on the other side of the break, so we haven't seen all of the new teams. I'm going to be interested to see how they recover against a very tough match against the Barracudas.
As am I. Let's hope they don't get tilted on the mental, but in order to find out, we'll have to wait. We're all going to take a quick break, so go grab some water, use the bathroom, and we'll be right back in a couple of moments.
NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it live from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We just closed out our round 1 of the Week 3 Esports Tower Rumble, and we are about to, the next rounds are going to include the Eagles versus the Barracudas, but we get to start off with RNG and Team Everest, two of our new teams, both looking to bounce back. I am your host, RD Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me to call all of the action is Jacob Jem Palmer. All right, so two brand new teams. What are you hoping to see?
Well, the common thing between both of these teams is they both had kind of a very first tough round matchup. Both of them, Everest and RNG, had kind of drew the top teams to play against the Eagles and the Barracudas, respectively. So I would think that this is going to be a great opportunity to showcase some of the talent that these teams might have been trying to show, but might not have been fully realized going up against such strong opponents.
I'm noticing a trend. I feel like the Esports Tower coaches and organizers like to put the new teams into the Tower of Doom rumble, so to speak, and get them against the hardest opponents first. I think it's to show them how well they can perform against them and to show them that, you know, of course, there's always room for improvement on both sides. But before we get into our exciting match between our brand new teams, we want to take a moment to congratulate all of our Esports Tower club members who've graduated from the club and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard in their gameplay, but have worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. These players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, working, driven, and we could not be more proud and excited to see all the opportunities these players are getting.
Yeah, great job all around for all of the scholarships that they have gotten. It's really exciting to see that many kind of opportunities to advance their career being brought forward to these players. And for all the players that are playing right now who kind of want to get up to that top tier level of play, we do have a little bit of advice for them that can maybe maybe make them play so well that they'll get scholarships of their own.
Yes, and that advice comes in the form of Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. Create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play walls better, and demo to get into the goal. Doc's keys to the game are presented today by Esports Tower, where you can score pro advice, improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Here we go. We're going to see the rest of Team RNG. I was waiting to see what else this team had to offer. They made some great plays against the Barracudas, so now is going to be their time to shine going up against the Everest.
Yes, and we'll actually be able to see a full series between both these teams because they're loading into the lobby as we speak, and we won't have to jump in at the last moment just to watch how the final moments round out. Very excited to see what both these teams bring to the table. Let's jump right into this first series for round 2. We'll see how both these teams make it out of this one, both trying to get that bounce back. Both had tough opponents, as you mentioned, so let's see how this shakes out.
First kickoff is just kind of going to die in the center. DJ Wade is there to kind of cheat it out. Now just kind of going off the wall there. Agree looking to redirect, and actually that's more of a redirect toward their own goal, and that's kind of always a risky proposition when you back pass toward your own goal.
Pass backs are always very, very risky. Playing above your own goal gives me anxiety, and Hawker capitalized on that immediately. Now the ball is in the corner on Team Everest. Baby will pop it high. He's going to look for a center up or a clear here. Agree will elevate, stop that clear from happening, but Hawker is better, calculated it, and sends it across the midfield stripe straight into the goal.
That seems to be a very underrated skill that is actually paying off, is the ability to have kind of those snipes from way over on the other side of the field. We've seen multiple goals tonight be brought out of those things that you would, those shots that you would initially think were clears, but they're so well aimed they actually turn into goals.
You have to be careful of those and be ready to elevate in the goal. So that comes back to an old key to the game we've seen before here at Esports Tower, and that's rotating to the back post quickly. You can never underestimate the speed and accuracy of your opponents in Esports Tower.
Now rotating back toward the goal is just going to be quick enough. Everest kind of just in time able to deflect it off to the corner. The scary situation for them, having to chase the ball back toward their own goal. They're going to have to be watching out for that in the future, making sure they don't rotate too far up the field. We'll see how they do as Hawker is able to play around one, push it toward midfield. DJ Wade trying to take it away from them, but the play from the Everest look like they firmly have this side control.
Jababy plays it around one, tries to center it up for 2-3-2, aka Greed, but it does get popped high, stopped at the midfield by Hawker, has the follow-up from Jababy, and the elevation from the keeper of Greed might open up an opportunity, but Jababy's going for the pass back to Greed. Now Hawker goes for the shot on goal with a touch from Greed, and it will go in by the Everest.
It seems that the shots have been very well aimed for them. Greed and Hawker were teammates on the Vipers for previous Rumbles. Yeah, you know how I said that the Vipers earlier, they've been a team that have put in some great performances, want to be considered top-tier players. Well, Greed and Hawker are part of that history. So how fast they adapt to Jababy, who's already a very good player, will determine how far this team goes.
We've got DJ Wade trying to drag the ball down, but it was calculated well by one of the Everest players. Jababy, unfortunately, will choose to underdrive that ball, grabbing it off the ground to elevate it and pass it to Hawker. Now off the back wall, the insane angle from Jababy will connect and find goal number 3 for Team Everest.
I actually think that is goal number 4. It just took a while for the scoreboard to update. And it's still, you know, there's still 30 seconds for each goal, but it's slowly mounting up against Team RNG. Now, the interesting thing is that, you know, for all the skill we've been talking about the Everest, the big question was how long will it be till this new team works cohesively with each other? That's a good cohesive play there by RNG. But the question was, will the Everest be able to adapt with a new roster? RNG thought that might be the way that they can get a victory, but looking at the score right now, 4-1, it seems the Everest are doing a great job playing themselves, and RNG making a rally trying to come back.
What's really interesting is in that first game we saw with RNG, we saw unfortunate moments where one of their teammates would have clear possession of the ball and a breakdown in communications would result in a collision between two of them. Those seem to have been cleared up quite quickly now, and instead of the aggression being accidentally pointed towards teammates, RNG is using their cars to get into the passing lanes and just body Team Everest right now. Agree will take out one. Jababy, though, will get in front of DJ, stealing that ball away. DJ trying to maintain possession. It is on RNG's side of the field as Discount Dell goes for the clear, gets it across the midfield, but Jababy is racing back and will do a slight back pass and get it back over to the side of RNG.
Gonna steal the boost away from them as well. Looking for their next play. Hawker tried to take possession of that, but lost the contention there, so DJ Wade is just gonna get demoed in return for clearing the ball. That's gonna give the Everest enough time to make another shot here, and it's gonna be saved, but they definitely want to go to goal 5, score one last insurance goal, make it that much harder for RNG to mount a comeback, and looks like almost found there by Jababy, just didn't quite work out.
Agree. Now going for the clear, will pop it high where Hawker elevated perfectly, finds the ball does not drop it down for one of their teammates, unfortunately. Ball is still on the side of Team Everest. It does get cleared. Now Agree pops it up, trying to bring it across the midfield, possibly looking to dunk it down to one of their teammates. As Discount Dell is ready for them. Discount goes for the back off the backboard, but none of their teammates are ready for the follow-up. Now DJ Wade rotating back towards the goal. Opportunity for Hogger to get a goal score, but the pass back from Jababy, they'll find goal number 5.
That just wasn't a great shot from Hawker goal, but the clear that led up to that, you could tell the pass over between the other two teammates from Jababy over to 2-3-2. They played it off the wall just like you should with the clear. Just all the elements that led up to that goal, including the shot on goal itself, were very well done by the Everest.
Team Everest is looking strong in our game 1 with a 3 lead. Almost got a 6th goal. We've got 21 seconds left. 3 goals is doable, but right now Team RNG needs to score one of them almost immediately. So they may just walk away with round 1 with the GG go next mentality and look to come back in game 2 against Team Everest.
It's going to go way over Agree's head there. Going to try to make one last play, but two of them kind of awkwardly bunched up around the ball. All Hawker had to do is kind of chip it out past them, and that's going to be the win for the Everest in game 1. But still an opportunity for RNG to even this out.
It is a best-of-3 series, so they need to maintain that same type of pressure, ball control, and rotations to win out this next one. Team RNG does a fantastic job of maintaining their spacing. Let's hope that they can start disrupting the Team Everest playstyle in this next match and bring us into a game 3, because we always love to see a full series from beginning to end and not just jump into a full series at the very end of the round. But, of course, these next 5 minutes are going to tell us whether or not we'll get to see a game 3.
Well, let's see if RNG can really make a better name for themselves. They certainly have been trying here, and they're going to start off beautifully. That's kind of the start that they wanted. Not even 5 seconds into the game, or a little past 5 seconds into the game, they already have the lead 1-0.
That's the fastest goal we've been able to see since we did miss out on, I think, 3 rounds in total between a couple teams. And again, Agree going in for another goal at the 11-second mark. That's about normal for when we see Team Everest and Team Eagles find their first goal connect. So RNG is coming back strong.
Look at the play being made right there. Huge hero play from Hawker. Solo dribbles it up, flicks it past all of the members of RNG, putting the Everest back to within 1.
Kickoff goes in favor of Team Everest. Greed elevates, but unfortunately misses it. The shot on goal from Jababy's too slow. Discount Dell plays it over Hawker. Hawker elevates, though, in the nick of time to steal it away in mid-flight. Agree, returning the volley across the midfield where Greed was waiting. Playing it off the wall to Hawker. Hawker's shot on goal hits the backboard. Jababy goes for the 3rd touch. Unfortunately, though, there's enough of a challenge coming out from DJ Wade to get it cleared. Greed comes in with another shot and another disruption from Team RNG.
Here we go to Hawker. 2-3-2 as well is just going to push it around the corner, now past midfield. Jababy's going to try to keep the play going, just go for the goal themselves and get the equalizer. Not even 1 minute into the game, and we already have a 2-2 tie.
This is some great Rocket League. This is what we love to see as we go into the next kickoff. It is one out by Team RNG, but the follow-up will not maintain the ball possession. Jababy drags the ball down. Agree gets in there just enough to disrupt it and steal the ball away. Now crossing the midfield, Team RNG is in front of Team Everest, but the shot on goal will be turned away. Now Greed looking to pop the ball up to Jababy, who's going to center it up to Hawker, but Hawker will not get a touch on the ball before DJ Wade does. It's now in the corner. Jababy trying to center it up for Hawker yet again. Shot, it will go in from Hawker. Now Team Everest up by 1. Looking for another to have that extra security. Team RNG looking for one more to tie this back up.
Discount getting a little bit of a tap there. Going to try to play it toward midfield with the pass over to DJ Wade and Agree rather, but unfortunately just kind of whiffed on that one, wasn't able to redirect, and Jababy now is able to take it away from them. 2-3-2 also fighting back to get this clear. Going to play it off the wall. It still goes up to midfield, and Jababy, beautiful redirect toward the goal. Could that be more perfectly aimed?
I can't argue. That was picture perfect, almost highlight reel worthy, but Jababy does flashier plays normally, so Jababy, I know you can do better.
Oh, Okay, that's how it is here.
I know Jababy likes to be on Twitter and on Twitch during the game, so I know he heard me say that, and I am totally prepared to get the flame. So
I know you pulled off a play that only the top 1% of talented Rocket League players could pull off, but I'm looking for a top 0.01% play.
Exactly. I know you can do better, Jababy. Go ahead and rage at me. It's fine. We've got Greed now pushing forward, passing the ball to Jababy. Jababy, unfortunately, will hit that crossbar. Hawker goes in for the third touch. It will be turned away. Now, Agree has to play it around 2-3-2. It will go off the back wall. Not a situation that Team RNG really wants to be in. Team Everest is very pushed up, though, so this could be an opportunity for them to get a cross-map clear themselves and return the favor that Hawker did, but Hawker has rotated the back post already.
Well, the scoreline basically reflects the baseline shots on goal stats that we've seen this game. Only 4 for RNG, whereas I'm counting 9 for the Everest. So overall, the Everest just seem to have more side control, have been able to clear things out better as they're going to try to do right now. 2-3-2 up in the corner is going to have it stolen away from them by Agree, but Hawker is down in front of the goal, ready with a little bit of a flip there and a second tap toward the corner. Over to Jababy, whiffs on that shot, but they still have this 2-goal lead, and if they can at least keep it away from RNG for these next 2 minutes, they should be going to a victory. Follow-up from Jababy, actually Hawker. Jababy now with their follow-up, and it's going to find it.
All 3 members of RNG were in there, and it took all 3 of them getting 1 save apiece, but unfortunately, it's very difficult to do repeat elevations and stop those tertiary touches from going in. Discount and Agree will double team there to try and get the ball away from Team Everest. Hawker comes in at the corner, sends it up almost to the mid, but Agree now playing it off the back wall, looking for a centering opportunity. Does have their teammate in front of them, but the rotations to back post have already come out, so they're just trying to buy some time to get their teammates in position.
And kudos to Jababy for getting the first hat trick that we have seen of the night. Not quite with a flashy goal that you were anticipating, Nerdy, but it is still a goal that shows up on the scoreboard all the same. 5-2, a great lead right now for the Everest. Can they add to it, make it 6-2? A 4-goal lead with only a minute left would be quite a challenge. DJ Wade trying to even it up, but the shot is wide, and now Jababy is going to take control of it. Up on the wall, going to do some air dribbling there. Just management of the boost, and is that a flashy enough play?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Jababy. I definitely know now that I'm going to get flamed. That is totally fine. But the 50-50, Agree got the better touch, but Greed was waiting back, didn't even bother to get to the boost and volleyed it right back. Agree with possession, will elevate, will lose out their ball to Greed in the air. Jababy now has to play it around Discount, but DJ Wade gets in there, stealing the ball away, passing it to the corner. Agree playing it off the wall, plays it around 1. Hawker's pushed forward too far, but unfortunately Agree will lose their dribble, and in the process, one of their teammates will take out one of Team Everest. This is an opportunity now for RNG to start pulling this one back. Agree gets in the passing lane, but Hawker is not looking to give up just yet. The ball goes over Hawker, but Greed returns it, and it goes into the goal in the bottom left corner.
That is most likely going to do it. Actually, most definitely, I would say. 13 seconds, despite some of the quick kickoff goals that we have seen earlier in this match. I don't see 5 happening in less than 10 seconds. We do see an effort there, though, by RNG, so that is a good goal, but most definitely Everest are going to be closing this one out.
I do think you're right, but RNG can look for a feel-good goal here for themselves, but unfortunately, Greed says no and will spike it off the ceiling to end the round as the ball hits the ground.
Well, too bad for Team RNG. I think there's a lot of talent on that team. I want to see what happens in the future. I love the name. I love the team logo. I just wish them all luck in the future. Just not having the best performance in their first Rumbles round, but hey, you know, sometimes you just roll a 1.
I mean, it's a 6-sided die. You've got some chaos theory going on there, in my opinion. It's not the easiest thing to overcome. And also, just a quick note to anyone that's watching, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, and you need to join the club. That club in particular is Esports Tower, where players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Now, I'm very, very excited for this next game because it is kind of the rivalry that's been going on for quite a while now, especially since the fall, and that is in the form of the Barracudas and the Eagles. Unfortunately for me, though, we're going to be jumping in progress as these guys started a little bit ago. Game 1 is already in the books for them, and the Barracudas are currently up by 1 against the Eagles. This is definitely going to be a hard-fought match to bring back. We'll have to see who's going to come out on top in this face-off between the Eagles and the Barracudas.
Yeah, sort of a fight of air versus sea here. We'll see how it works out, although I'm pretty sure Barracudas actually live in rivers, so not quite a battle of the sea, but still air and water, a little bit of an elemental battle happening between these two team mascots. Barracudas with the early lead. Eagles are going to try to make a play happen. Just a little bit of a chip there, shot from Nano. It seems both these teams are just spending the first few seconds here just trying to feel each other out, just trying to make their strategy be known and try to get a goal all in due time.
Well, it looks like Team Eagles is looking to score that goal pretty quickly. However, a demolition's going to come out right in front of the Barracudas' goal as it gets volleyed across the field. Drift trying to catch up to Drift Lemming there, but Drift Lemming will lose out their dribble. They do have Nano come in to help them out. Drift trying to maintain possession with Plea at the midfield trying to return the volley. Nano has rotated back, but a double commit there will be the saving grace for the Barracudas.
Wow, that is a clutch save there for the Barracudas. Now they're going to go on the offense that has eluded them for the first minute. That's going to be their first shot there, but it is saved. Now Plea's going to set it up for Nano to waterfall it in, just dunking it right into the goal, getting the lead for the Barracudas.
It took a little over a minute for either team to find that connection and get that first goal. Nano wins the kickoff, but the follow-up's not fast enough. Thrift gets possession. Nano, though, comes right back in and says, that's my ball, sending it to the corner post of the Eagles' goal. Follow-up touch from Nano, unfortunately, will get saved. Thrift now looking to play it around Nano. Nano backs up and stops it, passing it to a Drift who's going to center it up here in front of the goal. It'll drop down to the ground before any of their teammates can help out. Now the clear is starting to come out from the Eagles.
Play off of the wall there. Eagles keeping it going with a bit of a tap from LFT. Thrift trying to dunk it in just like the Barracudas did, but he is not going to find that goal. So we have 3 minutes, 20 seconds left on the timer. LFT trying to do a shot is quickly deflected by a Drift. Barracudas regain side control and trying to punish an open goal there, but Thrift was the only one in the goal and managed to be the goalie that the Eagles needed him to be.
Drift now bringing it up off the wall, dragging it down, is in front of a Drift Lemming, has to play it around Plea, but Plea does pop it up. Wilds comes in to help out. Now Nano and Drift Lemming are looking to team up here to try and play it around a couple members of the Eagles. Thrift rotating back towards the goal. Wilds looking to try and get in that passing lane, does disrupt the pass from Nano to a Drift. A Drift, though, maintaining possession. LFT gets in there, stealing it away, plays it off the wall to themselves, has to play it around Plea, but Plea gets to the ball first.
There goes Adrift with a nice shot. It's going to be tapped by Thrift in midair. Adrift with a great shot off the corner there, left it wide open there for Plea, but the shot was wide and went back over to the corner. Now they're going to try to set it up again with a demo also being brought out there. It looks like onto one of the members of the Eagles, I'm not going to say, but I couldn't quite say, in all of that chaos, and that is a shot that is going to turn into their second goal.
I'm going to say that that demolition was calculated, even though it seemed like it might not have been.
All part of the plan. Well, here we go. Nano is going to do some elevating to do some defense right off the kickoff. Eagles definitely fighting to try to even it up very quickly. And we see a lot of teams do that once a goal deficit starts to open up. You see one of these quick kickoff goals to put a spring back in the trailing team's step. Eagles are trying to do that right now, but the defense from the Barracudas has been really good as Plea now moves over to the other side, is going to meet Wilds in the corner. And look at that double commit from the Eagles, could prove costly.
We've got Wilds now backtracking with that ball, but Nano is waiting, grabs it off the corner, a pass back to Wilds in the corner from, it looks like Thrift, will not be enough as most of the Eagles are bunched up here. Not enough space for them to capitalize on any passes. Playing it off the back wall, Thrift is looking to get LFT to get in there and steal the ball away from Plea, but Plea still going for the center up. Adrift is in front of the goal. Nano centers it up to Adrift, but the angle's just not right, and Wilds beats them to the ball and gets the clear over to the Barracudas.
Now trying to get another goal. Thrift just up and to the left, and beautiful deflection there by Nano, who now goes up and plays a bit of disruption to help the Barracudas push back up. But the Barracudas are going to have to do a last-minute save. Thrift with a beautiful shot there. And now the Eagles are just one away
That was unlucky. Plea had the ball right above their car, but in front of their own goal with nothing to stop that ball from rolling in had anyone touched it, and Thrift took advantage of it. We'll have to see if that happens again or if Plea will bring it back and score a goal for their side. Barracudas up by 1 with 44 seconds left. Plenty of time for the Eagles to claw their way back and take back another goal for themselves.
It's kind of fitting that Thrift got the goal there, and we also saw a goal from Nano earlier from the Barracudas. Nano and Thrift, they've been a great individual matchup to watch. They've been going toe-to-toe trying to challenge each other in their mechanical abilities, so seeing these two star players go up against each other, it has been great to see what kind of plays they can make, including that one. Nano wants to be counted as the better of the two, scoring a goal very crucially for the Barracudas with only 20 seconds left.
Barracudas have the extra security goal sitting pretty right now. Just have to play keep away for the next 14 seconds, and they'll walk away with this best-of-3 win without having to take us into a Game 3. Eagles, though, have enough time to score one more goal and then maybe off a kickoff get another, but Thrift has to find that connection now. Nano steals the ball away, spiking it high, playing it off the back wall, and it'll finally hit the ground, and the Barracudas will walk away with that victory.
A great job by the Barracudas, winning 2 of their games. They are showing that they are back. They are still at the top of the roster, and everyone else has the goal of beating them.
They have progressively, well, continually been kind of one of those top contending teams and always been the one to beat. And they are definitely someone that I hope, a team that I hope a lot of colleges are keeping an eye on. And if you want the opportunity to have a college looking at you, possibly talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to our industry insights with our featured rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. So round 2 ends with the Barracudas once again climbing the top spot with a 2-0 over the Eagles. Can the Eagles recover for a rematch in the Octane Cup? Well, we're going to take a quick break before we jump into round 3, so it'll give everyone a quick breather. Hopefully these players have the opportunity to have a little quick talk with each other and their coaches, and we'll see you all here in just a moment.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
welcome back to this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Our final round of the group stage. Oh, and look at our beautiful production staff. They're in our production room. They control everything that we do here. Thank you very much, everyone. Our final round of the group stage is here, and we're about to kick off round 3 with a showdown of our top 2 teams so far. Both the Barracudas and the Scorpions are 2-0 after our opening 2 rounds, so we'll have to see who comes out on top of this next game. Is it going to be the Scorpions for the first time being able to topple the Barracudas and take away that top spot, or is it going to be the Barracudas? Do you have any kind of premonitions on this one, Jem?
I really don't know what to think, because for being one of the top teams, the Scorpions, we haven't really seen any gameplay from them at all today so far. So I don't necessarily know how to comment. I don't know necessarily what the things they might need to improve are. I'm just not sure. But regardless of who they are, regardless of how much we've seen from them, any team can use a little bit of help to perform at their best.
Yes, and that help comes in the form of Doc's keys to the game that are presented today by Esports Tower. Those keys in Rocket League are create mistakes, punish the overcommit, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right. So we're going to jump into the Barracudas and Scorpions. These guys are about to load into the lobby, so we'll get to see the full series, especially with what we've been told by the coaches, with this matchup being so quintessential because these guys are both undefeated. I'm excited to be able to watch this full series play out.
Now here we go. This is going to be a qualifier game for the Octane Cup. The winner of this series is going to find themselves in that top-seeded cup. Remember, all the cup games for the Esports Tower are arranged based on how the teams did in the group play, and the Octane Cup is the highest, so these teams are fighting to be represented in that upper echelon.
Well, Team Barracudas, as if you've been here for the past couple weeks, will know that they took the last 2 weeks off, so the Rumble, the group stage, and our Cup game stage, and it really invigorated them. Sometimes a break can do a lot, so they're looking to post a 3-0 record and be at the top seed heading into the Cup games next week at the start of the Winter Series for them. So let's see if that comes to fruition, or if the Scorpions shut that down, because we know Chrissy can be a tough opponent going into.
Enzo fighting for control of the ball is actually going to be following Chrissy, trying to do an air dribble here. Nano's going to meet him in mid-air and in the corner as well, trying to make a play. We saw Nano kind of star player for the Barracudas, then making some really flashy plays. And ooh, that's a very kind of iffy save by the Barracudas, but it is going to be enough for them to keep it at 0-0 right now. It seems the Scorpions right now, though, are the ones who are in control of the entire game, and the side control ultimately works out toward their first goal.
Well, the Scorpions have been working with the coaches quite a lot on smooth transitions from both offense to defense and vice versa, as well as boost management here to keep them on top of the Barracudas is a key aspect of hopefully coming out on top. We'll see if that works out, but taking away resources, as you can see, Adrift right now has nothing in their tank, just finally got some, but Plea now hurting on that front. The boost rotations for the Scorpions might be their ace in the hole.
Yeah, Comet there with the shot from midfield was really good. We've seen kind of those midfield shots be clutch, and he's going to try to dunk it, play it off of the backboard. Not going to be able to find it. But look here, the Barracudas can't find any sort of clear. It has been all Scorpions doing nothing but pelting the Barracudas with shot after shot, and Enzo's going to try again, try to center it up. The Scorpions are just going to bide their time, wait for a better setup here, and now elevating up is going to be Chrissy, trying to let it hit the ground here in the corner. This could be the opportunity that the Barracudas need, and Nano's going to play it off the wall, and now they're going to look to equalize it up.
Adrift, unfortunately, will lose their dribble. Chrissy now passing it to Enzo. Enzo pops it up for Chrissy. It's off the back wall. Is there a follow-up touch? There is from Enzo, but it is read well there by Adrift Lemming. It's going to be popped up in the mid. Comet's trying to return the volley. It gets centered up by Enzo, but Chrissy is rotated back slightly, so they're not going to be able to grab that ball. They will steal it away, though, from the Barracudas as they try to bring it across the midfield. Comet going to looking for a centering back pass here for the clear. Will they be able to do it? They're going to play it off the wall instead. Play it around one of the Barracudas. Now they have it centered up for Enzo. Enzo, though, has two of the Barracudas on them. Plea just carrying the ball. And Enzo gets on top of that just in the nick of time to push it to one side of the goal.
That's a very nice showy play by Plea. It's going to give some side control back to the Barracudas, and they're going to try to get a shot on goal here. Nano manages to sneak it past them and find the equalizer with just 2 minutes left. We've got a game on our hands.
Credit where credit is due. Holding the ball over your vehicle like that for that long is a difficult task, and Plea's not done it just once. They've done it a couple times now, so that's some fantastic demonstration of ball control. We do hear a demo happen off screen, not quite sure onto who, but it was from Enzo onto someone else. So one of the Barracudas is down for a couple of moments as we have Chrissy with possession here with Comet right next to them, possibly looking for an opportunity to pass this ball. Now we've got a 2v2 car pile up in the corner. Enzo will elevate, stopping that clear from happening, but Nano reading it off the wall will try and get another clear. It's going off the ceiling. Plea plays it off the wall, try to send it to a drift. A drift grabs it, now looking to play it around Comet and drag it down into the goal. It's right there, but it will get cleared by Chrissy.
Chrissy with a huge bomber back toward the Barracuda's goal, but it is wide and into the corner, giving the Barracuda's chance to clear. We have about a minute left with it still tied 1-1. These two teams quite evenly matched here. Chrissy with a nice shot is going to try to push it into the goal, and a demo is going to be brought out onto Comet, who now respawns. And that's going to make the Barracudas have enough time to clear and get a goal. Nano, look at Nano, has been the player to beat and gets a double goal.
Now Barracudas are up by 1. Scorpions looking for an extra goal. Barracudas looking for their security goal here. Right now, Barracudas found their security goal almost immediately from a drift, though. Scorpions now down by 2, have to start making some magic happen off this kickoff. Enzo grabs it, but a drift was right in front of them, spiking it right back. The volley will be returned by Comet, who sends it to Enzo, but the ball is stopped at the goal by Plea. The follow-up touch, though, might just go in, and it will. Comet will find goal number 2 for the Scorpions. 36 seconds left, have plenty of time to get goal number 3 and tie us up.
We have 36 seconds left. An elevation up by Chrissy. Enzo's looking to play off it. Just wait for Nano to commit on the save. But look who's rotating in. It is going to be a drift, who now turns it into a clear and almost a shot on goal there. The play's disrupted. The Scorpions. Oh, it looked like they might have gotten a goal there. But a drift again, being kind of the sleeper goalie that we're not expecting and being very crucial to the Barracudas maintaining their lead.
5 seconds left. I do not know if the Scorpions will be able to find another goal there. Committing hardcore to getting this ball in the back of the net, though.
Wow.
And it will touch the ground. Barracudas walk away with the game 1 of a best-of-3 series win. Scorpions, though, not far off behind them. A 1-goal differential is not the hardest thing to overcome in a game 2. What are your thoughts, though, after seeing that?
It's quite insane. You know, it seemed like the Scorpions were going to be the ones to run away with this. If you had just watched the first minute and a half of that game, the Scorpions were not allowing any sort of clear to be brought through by the Barracudas. And so you really have to I got to shout out 2 members on the Barracudas. Nano for being the one to kind of get 2 solo goals that really helped the Barracudas get back in the game. And then a drift who was so clutch on the defense. It could have gone to overtime had the Scorpions, one of the many shots on goal they pelted onto the Barracudas in the last 30 seconds, gone through, but a drift twice. We didn't even see him behind the soccer ball. He was there at just the right time for the Barracudas.
All right, so there is your kudos going towards the Barracudas. Scorpions, let's see if you can bring it out on this next game and come out on top to bring us to a game 3, but these next 5 minutes are going to be the ultimate deciding factor.
Here we go. A little bit of a change of scenery for us, but it is still just as tense between these two teams as Barracudas are looking for their win at match point here. And still kind of in the corner here for the Scorpions, who are trying to set up a shot towards goal. Look at a drift trying to elevate up. It's going to be blocked there, though, by Chrissy, who keeps the contention going and trying to set us clear up for Enzo, who has to use a lot of his boost here for it. It ultimately results in a goal. I was so certain that that was going to be clear, like a ball traveling that slow up the field. But 2 whiffs from the Barracudas in the row actually turned it into a goal for the Scorpions.
It worked out somehow for the Scorpions, but I'm not sure if it'll work out again. They do get a demolition coming out on a Comet, though. So Drift has the opportunity to get a nice goal scored, and with a little help from Plea, they will.
And I like a play like that from Plea, just completely negating that first goal. Any sort of tilt that might have been kind of engaged from those 2 misses earlier on, just completely wiped out, resetting the game entirely. Now the Barracudas can go forward here and try to find their goal as the Drift sets it up a little bit to the left of the goal. Nano having to rotate back now to be able to play defense. And Chrissy is going to try to set it up for Enzo yet again, but that's a great steal from Nano. Might give the Barracudas a chance to clear, although the Scorpions still not making it easy for them.
Comet had the shot off the back wall, but the follow-up had decided to rotate back, which might have been communicated as a full team that it just wasn't going to work out. Enzo now trying to drag this ball in. Nano elevates to spike the ball back towards the mid. Comet goes in to try and take this ball away from Adrift in the corner. Chrissy is there for the challenge as well. Enzo with the drop shot into the lower right corner finds goal number 2 for the Scorpions.
So now it's a question of, can the Barracudas really answer back in the same quick fashion that they did last time?
Ball is on the side of the Scorpions. Comet pops it up just not with enough height to play it around the goal. Now has to play it around a drift. Plee is rotating back. Nano gets right into their face, though, stealing the ball away for a split second. Plee plays it around 2. Now they have the opportunity to center it up to a teammate, but the rotations have come out from the Scorpions, and those rotations are not fast enough to stop that ball from rolling into the goal.
Now we're all tied up again here. Barracudas. Nano's going to be looking to make a play right off the kickoff. It is saved, but Barracuda's trying to maintain their side control, but with full tanks of boost, the Scorpions are going to hit it hard and fast toward the Barracudas. And here goes the Barracudas trying to find their clear. Unfortunately, there looked like a double commit on that clear, left the goal wide open for the Scorpions.
Scorpions are definitely showing us what they got, hoping to bring us to a Game 3. This is a very stressful position to be in a best-of-3 series. You go down 1, it's already match point, but they are keeping cool heads. Plee and Adrift, though, are trying to make sure that this is not an easy victory for the Scorpions if they do manage to win this one out, as we get a clear coming out from Nano now off the wall. Chrissy rotated back to the back post, plays it around, pops it up, but is taken out by Adrift, and Comet can't beat Plee into that goal, and Plee will find goal number 3 for the Barracudas.
You know, at the beginning of the night, I was asked, you know, what was the main thing I want to see improved, and it was the ability that when games come down to the wire like this, you know, when the chips are down, so to speak, you need to be able to stop, not make any mistakes. And it seems like the Barracudas, 2 of the goals that they let by here, one was from a double commit, the other was just from some repeated whiffs trying to save the ball. And so it seems like the Barracudas, they're still playing well, but they're making some mistakes here and there that the Scorpions have been very consistent in punishing. So if the Scorpions can continue that way of looking out for the mistakes that any Barracudas make, like a double commit right there, then they can score some goals. But Adrift is going to make it look like it was part of the plan all along.
One of the things I've said before is when you're playing at the top level, these games become not just games of skill, but they become games of mistakes. And as you said, you got to capitalize on those mistakes the other team makes. So Barracuda's making some obvious ones that they need to clean up, lest the Scorpions easily get a goal number 4 and tie this game back up. Barracuda's still looking for security goal. Scorpions looking to tie this up. They've got 95 seconds to do so, and that could be easily done with how this match has been going thus far.
Zenzo's trying to make a play, but is low on boost and just gets caught up flipping and flopping. And now the Barracudas are going to have it take it away from the Scorpions now that they have control of the ball, I would say, though Chrissy is going to try to make a play off here with Comet and push it back toward the Barracudas goal. As long as the Barracudas can get great redirects like that and stay in control of the ball, they can run out the timer, but they're only 1 goal ahead, so a situation like that could be risky. They just have to make sure that they're not rotating up too far, not leaving an open goal, not committing the mistakes that we know the Scorpions would punish them for.
We see a demolition come out, I believe, onto Enzo. Hopefully they'll respawn. They have, and now Drift looking to get this ball across the midfield. Chrissy, though, being very aggressive, just bodies their car out of the way, forcing Nano to come in to help, but that might have put them out of position, and the Barracudas find their security goal. 40 seconds left on the clock. Scorpions now are down by 2. They have 20 seconds to score each one of these goals if they want to see a game number 3, but the Barracudas are out for blood. They smell it in the water, and they want to end this game on a high note and go into our Fennec Cup series with their heads held high.
We were talking so much about mistakes that the Barracudas might make that might be punished on, but in a cruel twist of fate, it was the Scorpions leaving that goal open that allowed a wayward shot to just trickle in. And you're right, Nerdy, the Barracudas smell blood in the water. They want to end this right now and end this matchup. They can't leave that goal open. I saw a rotation, though, back towards that goal, so that is good. They are still keeping the defense in mind, and that looks like it is going to do it. Barracudas undefeated in the group stage, returning to the Esports Tower Rumble with a force, and are going to be moving on to the Octane Cup.
Congratulations, Barracudas, after returning from your short break and coming out with a 3-0 lead into next week's games. Hopefully that gives you something to celebrate. Scorpions, you guys fought very hard, and I'm excited to see how much you improve between now, next week, and into our next bracket stage in the future. If you want the opportunity to be seen by some expert college recruiters, talk directly to industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure, or if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. All right, we've got 2 more games left. The next one, I feel like it's going to be pretty gosh darn difficult because it's Vipers versus Team Everest. And Vipers in the last couple of weeks have definitely been spitting some venom and playing very aggressively. Team Everest is going to have a tough opponent. This game already started, though, so we're going to jump right into this in round 2. And actually, Team Everest is in the lead, so they're going to make me eat my words most likely.
Yeah, after a slow start to the night, both the Vipers and the Everest find themselves at 1-1 with a chance to get into the top 4 placing. So still overall a pretty good performance in the group stage. So both these teams kind of have had victory, they've had defeat, and they want to end the night off on a good note. So we're going to see which one of them win here. Like Nerdy said, we are entering into this with a lead for the Vipers already, 1-0 in this best of 3. Vipers want to close this out.
For Team Everest, for a brand new roster, a top 4 finish is a huge building block heading into future Rumbles. It's going to be up to Hawker and Greed to knock off their former teammate of Zydra to get this victory. It might be a little bittersweet for them, or it could just be a sibling rivalry that plays out in their favor. We'll have to see if they can manage to do it in this game.
Vipers taking control of the ball. It is going to be deflected way off to the other side by the Everest. Now rotating up is going to be Racer, trying to get the clear. 2-3-2 takes it away from him. Now back over toward Everest's goal. Unfortunately for the Vipers, they're just going to go flying past the ball, leaving it for the Everest to clear. Although, okay, in the clear, the Everest just went flying past the ball as well. So it's just going to end up right back to where the Vipers had it. And the Everest are going to try again to get their clear.
Zydra now playing with the, has the ball above them.
Oh,
pops
that
it over
dribble.
1, pops it over 2, but loses out their dribble, and Hawker's going to snag it. And we LQN comes in, grabs it, but Jababy puts in enough pressure to make them lose possession. Zydra now at the midfield, tries to stop Greed's clear. It's kind of bouncing around here, no pressure on it. Hawker has it, plays around LQN. Will they be able to play it around another? They will not, but Zydra will come in to help them out.
Jababy now looking to make the clear. Racer, though, with the steal away and the centering. It's right in front of the goal, but the other two just aren't in the right position to score on it. And look at Hawker with a great air dribble to clear it back over. Z Hydra answering back, though, trying to center it for the Everest again. Jababy just misses on that one. It's right in front of the goal, and it takes 2. They double commit on it, but they do manage to push it back over to the corner. Vipers fumbling a little bit here, but they do manage to keep it at no goals apiece.
Vipers are currently sitting at match point, and for them, if they could secure that top 4 finish, it would really cement them in the top tier teams. They've been a team that has been climbing their way up the ranks and growing exponentially every single week, so this is a very important moment for them. Let's see if they can pull it off. No goals scored for anyone just yet is kind of crazy to think, because normally by now we've seen a couple from Esports Tower teams at this point, as we're about to hit that halfway mark here in Game 2.
Oh, and a crucial shot
Hawker!
out of nowhere from Hawker. That is the play that makes heroes. Hawker being a hero for the Vipers, pushing them to a 1-0 lead.
Hawker now looking to play this ball around Zydra, but Zydra does manage to get the pass into the corner where Jababy, unfortunately for them, was waiting. Jababy gets the clear. It's in the corner. Racer, though, trying to put the challenge on. There's a demo in the goal to open it wide up. Vipers score goal number 2. 2 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock. Hawker has their second goal in and took care of 2 demolitions themselves to allow those opportunities to happen. Let's see if they can do it a third time and get themselves a hat trick.
Well, Hawker had the goal there, but I got to give huge props to 2-3-2, who was the one to redirect it back towards center field where Hawker was waiting. It was so beautifully aimed that Hawker just kind of had to drive forward and push it into the goal. The real accuracy there, I would say, for that goal was 2-3-2.
I won't argue with you on that one, so nicely done. 232 aka Green. And we have Hawker now trying to battle out the ball away from Racer. Racer will get it away from them. 232 in the corner. Does try to snag it away with Hawker, creating enough disruption to give them a couple moments of reprieve. A double commit there from Team Everest, though, might result in the opportunity for the Vipers to maintain a little bit of possession as Hawker brings it off the wall. They do have LQN coming up against them, so they're forced to drop the ball down onto 232's hood. It's sent to the corner, but none of the Vipers are there, so Zydra now bringing up the wall with very little pressure on them, has a couple of seconds to find a teammate to connect this ball to. In the corner, looking for that looking for that centering pass, but it's disrupted by 232.
There's a little bit of a tap there from 232. Razor answers it back in midfield. 232 again, playing it off the wall. Now going to try to center it. Going to stop the clear there. Hawker trying to fight with LQN, but LQN seems to be getting the better of the Vipers for now.
Oh, that was a risky situation for the Vipers.
But overall, no goal is scored as a result of LQN's hard work.
Hawker now with possession. LQN gets taken out by one of the Vipers players. Hawker with no pressure on them. Slight double commit between them and a teammate, possibly intentional to get that ball spiked up. LQN's respawn, but the ball rolls just past them. Zydra comes in, though, grabbing it at the corner at the last second. Hawker spikes the ball down, pops it up for a teammate in front of the goal. Off the back wall, though, Racer will snag it and start to bring it up the side.
And a little bit of a tap there from Jababy, pushes it back where the Vipers want to keep the soccer ball for the last few seconds. Burn out any time or clear attempts from the Everest, or they could just do a final nail in the coffin like that. Get a hat trick for Hawker, and they're looking happy.
11 seconds on the clock, unless Zydra manages to score one here, and then there's two back-to-back kickoff goals. I cannot foresee this working out in favor of Team Everest. 6 seconds, 2 goals. It's not impossible, but it's pretty gosh darn unlikely for Team Everest to walk away with this game win. We'll have to see. What is going on? Okay, never mind. The odds are somehow working out in their favor. It looks like the Team Vipers is having a breakdown in communications for the rotations coming off kickoff. They cleaned it up. 2 seconds left now. If the ball hits the ground, that is the sweet good night for Team Everest, and Team Vipers will walk away with this victory, and they will do just that. Congratulations, Vipers.
Well, if the Vipers had thrown away a lead like that with only 10 seconds left, I would have not have been happy with them. But they were in a position where all they needed was just one good contest. All they needed to just was get the ball in just that 10 seconds. And it took them 2 goals, but they managed to do it and are ending at 2-0. Making their overall record 2-1, not too bad for the group stage.
All right, so you heard it there. Vipers, you might have upset Gem if you'd let that get away from you. Way to not do that. We're about to jump into our next series here, and it's going to be between the Eagles and the Monkeys. It is already in progress, so yet again we'll be jumping into it with one game already in the books, and the Eagles currently are in the lead against the Monkeys. This is our first time getting to see the Monkeys tonight, so, right?
No, we saw the Monkeys actually beforehand, and we were so surprised with how good of a win that they got in their first matchup. So they would love to end the night at, I would assume, 2-1 as well, but they're going to have a very tough matchup against the Eagles, who have already gotten 1 win away from them. So with the Eagles at the match point, let's get to our final game of the night and see if the Eagles can keep their hopes of getting into the Octane Cup to face off against the Barracudas alive. Here we go, ready to head in. Monkeys came off of a loss in round 2, so they want to end this, like I said, overall at that positive 2-1 stat line. But the Eagles, they want to go up against the Barracudas. The top 2 teams want to face off in the Octane Cup again. Will the Monkeys take that away from them? We're going to have to find out.
Wilds here coming in to help Thrift out. Thrift gets the clear. It does not get touched on by one of the Monkeys members. Now ball right in front of the Monkeys goal. Dropped down by Wilds with a little help from Thrift. Eagles find goal number 1 in 20 seconds. And looking at the Monkey side of the roster, we do have Bagel making a return as well. So Bagel and Toke are 2 members of ET that have been here for quite some time. Gumi-chan made some noise in the first game. We got to watch them and see if they can keep that up. Bagel makes a save at the last possible second. Gotta love those soccer rules. But Thrift is looking to follow it up already. Gets the center up for Wilds. Wilds dumps it down, but unfortunately not enough forward momentum to make anything happen. Looks like LFT will push forward and oh, we got a roll 1 happening in the corner. Oh no, all right, it's a 2v2 game unless someone wants to turn this into a 2v1 for a few moments. And Gumi-chan will overdrive the Rule 1, and Bagel will find a goal for the Monkeys.
Alrighty, tied back up with about a minute having passed, and Wilds got the better of that kickoff. Looked like he might have just been trying to drive that toward the goal. The Monkeys do manage to deflect it. A demo into the goal leaves it wide open, but unfortunately they hit it off of the crossbar. What else?
Thrift goes for the reset play where Gumi-chan has elevated to dunk the ball down into the corner. Wilds goes for the center up to LTF, but it's not enough because Toke beats them there. Toke, I don't know how, but is a fantastic boost management player, and they have so much speed all the time, can be almost everywhere, and they're also a solid defensive wall for the Monkeys, at least when we've seen them on other rosters, and I know here they'll be doing just the same. As Bagel stalls out a little bit to try and fake Thrift out. It does not work, but Gumi-chan will take the ball away from Thrift with a little help from Toke, but Wilds going for the shot on goal, and the follow-up shot will finally be cleared by Gumi-chan.
I like Thrift hanging back here in backfield just to make sure that nothing gets past the Eagles. They don't want to make any mistakes here because they are already at match point, so closing this off 2-0 would get them that matchup with the Barracudas that they want. Here goes Toke with a shot toward the goal. It bounces off the crossbar too, though. Both of these teams been burned by that just little bit of not quite the accuracy they were looking for, and the crossbar being a clutch save for both teams.
And for anyone watching that's wondering what happened to Cameron and why they got subbed out, we did just find out that they had a power outage, and Bagel was nice enough to jump in, so way to be a team player, my friend, and even if this isn't your normal roster, jump in and help out your fellow Esports Tower family members and filling out this roster. Possibly we'll be able to get Cameron back online, but ultimately, electronics don't always like to work out, but it might have worked out for Thrift right there, but Bagel was there for the, oh no, not another roll one. Okay, never mind. Bagel didn't make it happen. Bagel now has possession here, bringing the ball up the side, has to play it around Thrift, but can't do it. Thrift gets a nose on it and pops it high.
Now way back over, it's still in Eagles territory. Gumi-chan not able to make a play as Thrift steals it away from them. It goes flying over Bagel, and look out for Thrift here to push it into the goal. Can it be stolen away from Toke? They're going to try as Toke lets it hit the ground. In rotates with a grid shot on goal is going to be LFT. They tried to get the goal there and are going to be credited with their first shot on goal of the game, but it is still tied 1-1.
LFT goes for the clear to the corner. Bagel read it well. All three members of the Eagles pretty gosh darn close together. That's something I've been asking to see improved coming from them, is to spread out more. You want the triangle formation, yes, but you want it to be happening from back post to mid to front. And so they need to change that up to get the opportunity to have more ball possession and field control here. LFT has possession, has Thrift to back them up. Gumi-chan, though, will get in there and spike the ball high. Toke now with possession, has to play it around LFT, but Wilds comes in before they have the opportunity to do that. Off the back wall, Thrift is looking to corral this ball in the corner.
Well, if you look at the shots on goal, the Eagles should be in the lead by now. It's 8-3 in the shots on goal, but those 5 saves that you also see, 6 saves actually, for the Monkeys, their defense has been stellar thus far, and that's what allowed them to still be competitive against a top-tier team like the Eagles. But can that strategy of just keep pushing shots on goal will finally work out? It does!
All right.
Barely.
37 seconds left on the clock. Eagles at match point, up by 1, looking for a security goal. Monkeys looking for that one extra goal to tie us up. Possibly one more if they could manage it, but 1 per 15 seconds. Pretty difficult to pull off. Can the Monkeys bring this back and bring us into a Game 3? Or will the Eagles walk away with this victory and their heads held high going into the Fennec Cup next week?
Thrift in the corner, just doing some very crucial boost stealing away from the Monkeys. Look at them, they have no boost, and that allows Eagles to just make the plays around them, take control of the ball, get their insurance goal, and punch their ticket to the Octane Cup. Well, they will no doubt face off against the Barracudas.
12 more seconds. The Monkeys have an opportunity to just get a morale-boosting goal here. Gumi-chan's been doing fantastic this evening, especially those first few games we got to see them in. strong, well-rounded player. Excited to see what they bring to the field in the future. But for now, it looks like this is going to be the end of the road here for their series against the Eagles, as the Eagles walk away with a 3-1 victory and close out that series in their favor. Congratulations, Eagles.
And what was so great was that Thrift, you saw him at the very last moment in that last 30 seconds, he rotated up just enough to steal the boost away from all three of the team members of the Monkeys who were crowding around it, and then rotated immediately back. So they knew that if they kept those resources away from the Monkeys, they would be able to keep control of the ball, and it actually turned into the insurance goal that punched their ticket to the grand finals.
Well, if you want an opportunity to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. That club is Esports Tower, where players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. All right, Jacob, our job tonight is almost done. And we have one last thing to take care of before we get to say goodnight. So, the ICCU player of the game. Let's have at it. Who do you think it's going to be? And I'm going to actually, go hard on this one with who I've got.
Okay, well, I've got two nominees. I would say if you want to just kind of do the pure stat line, who had the most goals, I would say Nano was such a crucial player for the Barracudas. I think that they are a star player in their own right, so giving it to them wouldn't surprise me at all. I would have to say, though, and this might relate to who you have in mind, but I think Jababy, because you called them out to get a showier goal, and they were able to do it.
They hurt me. I actually am rooting for Jababy myself, but it might be neither of them. Actually, it is! It is Jababy! Congratulations, Jababy. You are the player of the game. This player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central is helping players achieve financial success. Congratulations, Jababy. You are the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. And thank you for following up your first goal with a second flashier goal to satisfy my need for that.
Well, and it wasn't just the humor of that situation. Jababy, one of the players tonight, one of the two players that managed to pull off a hat trick. Whether it was a showy goal or just a more run-of-the-mill one, they were constantly pushing the Everest to victories, and so they were the star player for the Everest and a very well-deserved player of the game.
All right, so before we close everything out, do you have any big takeaways from this evening? Anything about the new teams that stood out to you?
I think we see a lot of talent potential. It just seems to me that these two new teams, the Monkeys and Team RNG, it seems they're going to have to do what the Vipers have done, and that is, we're not going to see them just sweep in and completely surprise us with these new teams. They're going to have to take the long way of just building up their skill, rumble after rumble, because these top teams of the Barracudas and the Eagles are such formidable foes. But it's like, in any esport, you don't get better playing against easy teams. You get better playing against difficult ones.
Could not have said it better myself. Congratulations to all of our teams tonight for an exciting group stage matchup. With the change to the Swiss style, I can speak English sometimes. The final games of the night had major implications for the Cup games next week. We know the Barracudas are into the Octane Cup, but who else will join them? Make sure to tune in next week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to find out.
Pass over to DJ Wade and agree, but unfortunately just kind of whiffed on that one, wasn't able to redirect, and Jababy now is able to take it away from them. 2-3-2, also fighting back to get this clear, going to play it off the wall. It still goes up to midfield, and Jababy, beautiful redirect toward the goal. Could that be more perfectly aimed?
Wall, but the follow-up had decided to rotate back, which might have been communicated as a full team that it just wasn't going to work out. Enzo now trying to drag this ball in. Nano elevates to spike the ball back towards the mid. Comet goes in to try and take this ball away from adrift in the corner. Chrissy is there for the challenge as well. Enzo with the drop shot into the lower right corner finds goal number 2 for this.
Wide open there for Plea, but the shot was wide and went back over to the corner. Now they're going to try to set it up again with a demo also being brought out there. It looks like onto one of the members of the Eagles, I'm not going to say, but I couldn't quite say, in all of that chaos, and that is a shot that is going to turn into their second. About a minute left with it still tied 1-1. These two teams quite evenly matched here. Chrissy with a nice shot is going to try to push it into the goal, and a demo is going to be brought out onto Comet, who now respawns. And that's going to make the Barracudas have enough time to clear and get a goal. Nano, look at Nano, has been still kind of in the corner here for the Scorpions, who are trying to set up a shot towards goal. Look at the drift trying to elevate up. It's going to be blocked there, though, by Chrissy, who keeps the contention going and trying to set us clear up for Enzo, who has to use a lot of his boost here for it. And it ultimately results in a goal. I was so...